What's up? Just JP in the house. Just JP in the house. 333 and just JP in the house. So I'm on the bus, not on the bus, but on the train. And it was just Japanese guys or the young guys. It was kind of crowded and stuff. I don't know if they were Korean or Chinese. I'm thinking Korean is the way, because I think the Chinese, from what I've noticed, when I hear Korean guys and Chinese guys talk, the Korean guys have more masculine voice, I think it is, or something like that, or the way they sounded, but I'm not sure. But anyway, but I thought it was Japanese though, but I don't know. I couldn't catch the Japanese, so I'm thinking maybe it's Korean. But he was cool dude, tall and stuff. So we're on the train, and I'm on my way home, and we're just standing there, and then all of a sudden I heard this. I was like, what the hell was that? And I looked. This Japanese guy, kind of fat, had a suit on, kind of sleeping, in his bag. He's kind of like falling off his lap and stuff. He burps or throws up. He must have been eating soba. All that stuff went on his shirt. He threw up so much it came out of his nose too. All on his face and his jacket, his shoes, and then he hit the floor. And then that guy was standing in front of him. And it just went all on him, on his legs, and whoever else was in front of him. And then it was a lady, because I was standing up, and it was the seats next to me, and it got on her too. And I was like, wow. And the guy, it was funny because in those situations, a lot of people really don't know how to act. So he looked at the guy, and the guy was old, and of course he was upset, but he didn't show it. And he was laughing, oh, I can't believe this guy was, I don't know, I'm just guessing, he was like, wow, this old man, he threw up on me, and it's on my leg, and I don't know what to do. And he didn't, no one didn't offer him any tissue, his friends didn't, or anything, and so he just sitting there laughing, I guess, because of the embarrassment, until they got to the train stop. And no one didn't say anything. The guy, I didn't know if he wiped himself or not, because it was just so gross, it almost made me throw up just looking at it. Just a little glance that I saw was like, he just swallowed his food, didn't even chew it or anything, And then when they got to their stop, the guy got off, but it was funny because he still had that stuff on his leg, the whole boat, that boat trip, I'm tripping off of the train ride, but he had his leg lifted up, like he didn't leave it on the floor, like if it was injured, And I was thinking, like, why would he just stand on one foot the whole time, where he kind of like stand on his toes or something? I guess maybe if he moved his leg, he would get that sensation, I guess, of the stuff on his leg, I guess. I don't know, maybe it would, something like that. But I don't know, it was weird. And then when they got to their stop, then he got all mad. Oh, I can't believe, I don't know what he's saying, but I'm just saying, like, oh, I can't believe this old man, he threw up on me and didn't say sorry and blah, 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 blah. He got up, and then I thought he was gonna hit the old dude. I was like, whoa, no, I hope you don't hit him. I hope you don't hit him. But it was just interesting. But his friends were laughing and stuff. And he looked at me. I just looked at him. I was like, oh man, why don't you fucking clean that shit up, But I don't know. It was messed up though. It was funny though. Had y'all been on the train, y'all would have laughed. But it was funny. And it kind of reminded me, because one time I was sitting in the like the only elderly people seats, or not those seats, but it kind of looked like those, but it wasn't designated for them. And this one guy, he was drunk, and he got on a seat, and he came, on a train, and he came and sat but he stood right in front of me, and I knew he was drunk. And I'm thinking like, nah, I ain't moving. He drunk, that's his problem. But he was like, woo, making all those noises and stuff. And I'm like, man, if this motherfucker vomits on me, that's gonna be fucking crazy, nasty, land on my face. Well, I want to impersonate it, but some people would, like if, vomit and land on other people's faces, and ain't no telling if it enter any of the pores, the mouth or anything, and all their clothes and everything. So after about like 5 minutes, I stood up. I was like, nah, forget that. I'm like, here, sit down. And he's like, oh, thank you. And I'm like, yeah, I'd rather stand up. Because actually, I was gonna tell him to move and go stand somewhere else. But I was like, no, that's cool. But you know, like I said, I'm thinking he thought he was older than me. So when he came over, and because I'm, you know, cause this was like maybe like 5 years ago, and so I guess he thought he was older than me. So he did that thinking I was gonna get up, and I'm like, man, you're a young kid. I'm an old man. I'm sitting here. But I got to thinking like, nah, let me get up. So I stood up and stuff, and let him sit. And I was like, man, but it was weird because it was that period where, because when you come to Japan, and this is his mannerism, you know, because the old man, actually, he had no manners. He didn't say anything to anyone. I guess he was embarrassed. I don't even know if he even had enough tissue to clean himself, because the first thing he did was wipe his face with his sleeve of his jacket and stuff. I was like, God, if I ain't have anything, I would have gave it to him. But the first thing when you come over here in Japan, you know, you're young, you know, you see the older people, you know, you get up and let them have your seat, you know, that's our custom. But then you get used to not letting them sit, because all the younger Japanese kids nobody moves, you know, very few people move, you know. And a few years ago it was like this, and maybe it's a subject change maybe, but it was this time I got on the train, I tried to sleep and I couldn't sleep, and then these older women get on the train and they come in, and they look at me, I look at them and say, okay, come sit here, and I'm just like tired, I know I want to sleep, but for some reason I couldn't sleep, and it happened for like almost a whole year, and I'm like, man, forget this, I'm not even gonna sit down, you know. So it just got to the point where I just stood up and just got used to standing up, and then someone said, no, don't do that, just sit down, and you reserve a seat, and then when an older person, you know, because a whole bunch of older ladies come on, and then you just offer them your seat. But one time I got up, I said, oh, you can sit here, and I said in Japanese, you know, perfect Japanese, you know, people understood, and I said, you can sit here, and when I stood up to let her sit, some man sat down, and I said, oh, what you doing? You know, I said in English, like, what you doing? Get up. I said, I didn't get up for you to sit down, for her to sit down. He said, I said, you better get up and let this lady sit down. You know, he stood up, you know, all mumbling stuff. And I was like, man, what's wrong with him? You know, but then I got to think, the dude probably got up cool. It could have been, you know, I was thinking like, because actually I wanted him to kind of say, man, I ain't standing up. You can't fucking make me stand up. You want to make me stand up, you fucking make me stand up so I can whoop your ass, nigga. You know, you know, and I always do that, but you know, he didn't do that. He just stood up, you know, he was all man and let the lady sit down. And then when she got it, she let me have the seat. But I said, it's cool. I told him to sit down, and he sat down and stuff. I mean, I really don't care, because he, like I said, you know, a lot of these guys actually think I'm, you know, I look, and like, you know, like this is what I look like now. Now I look like an old man and stuff. But back then I look like I could easily pass for like 29 or 30 and stuff, you know, like what, 5-6 years ago, or maybe it was like 10 years ago, I'm not sure, but 5 to 10 years ago, so I still look young. And so I'm just, you know, just waiting, because these young guys, you know, they're just doing these things, and I'll say something, you know, just proper mannerism, you know, because some Japanese people don't do that, you know, and the older people should at least say something, you know, at least just let the guy know that, hey, you know, there's, you know, these young kids know, hey, you know, that's not right, you know, just, and you know it's not right, so just stop doing things that's bad, you know. And but, you know, like I said, I'm just waiting for someone to say, hey, you know, blah, and shut the fuck up. This ain't your country, don't worry about what I'm doing, you know, but no one hasn't said it yet, so. But it was just really interesting. But anyway, I'm done.